Hi everyone, it's Steph again. It's after Easter, so yesterday was Easter Monday. Today is the first day back at work for most people. Not made any difference for me because obviously personal training goes on all the way through Easter. I hope you guys had a nice break. Hope you didn't go too mad on some of the sweets and chocolates, but you enjoyed what you had and enjoyed some time off with the family. Today I wanted to talk about nutrition and exercise, in particular talk about all this incorrect information that's going around, and I had a conversation with one of my clients recently, and it's incredible the idea some people have about what's healthy, what's not healthy, which is really mainly because of what's available out there on the net, so and I thought it is about time to dispel a few of these myths and give some home truth, and hopefully you guys will find it helpful. If you're watching me, I can't see anything at the moment. If you're watching me, please say hi, send a comment, say hi, and I'll acknowledge you. But in the meantime, I get going. So first of all, I wanted to clarify something. Let's start with nutrition. I want to clarify something that people don't fully understand. That's because unless you're in the industry, it's not always common knowledge. The first thing I want to clarify is macronutrients. So macronutrients we got three main macronutrients. So you got your proteins, your carbohydrates, and your fat. I'm sure you all have heard of those before. You all might have an idea what they are, what they're not, although there's a lot of misconception, especially in the vegetarian and vegan world, where they think that beans are proteins, but they're actually not. They're mainly carbohydrates. There's a lot of misconception, which is things have been adapted over the years, passed on from one person to another one, and as they say, things that got lost in translations, when it comes to that. So macronutrients. Now, first of all, let's talk about protein. Protein is one of those areas where the world is a bit split, if you like, women and men. Women can take them or leave them, they can't be bothered, they don't really think they need them. Men is, generally speaking, tend to go overboard with protein. Now proteins are very important, so they are not just for muscle. Obviously muscle repair requires protein. Muscle is amino acids, so it needs protein to rebuild and repair after you exercise, but is also very important. They're important for your ligaments, for your tendons, and for your hormones as well. So the proteins are the building block for most of your body, and they are essential. There are some things called essential amino acids, which is based protein. So that's, if it's essential, it means the body needs them to survive. Okay, so they're not an option not to have them. You must have protein to maintain optimal health. But yeah, sometimes you get, especially in the bodybuilding world, go a little bit overboard. You have more protein that you need, and the reality is the body doesn't store protein. So whatever you don't use, it gets expelled through your kidneys, through urine. And of course, too much protein puts too much stress on your kidneys, so it's not a good thing. But too little protein causes problem called muscle loss, and then problem with the hormones as well. So you have to have the right balance. So both men and women need proteins, equally. Now the other two macronutrients are carbohydrates and fat. Now carbohydrates is what people understand as carbohydrates. So you'll be your grains, so it could be rice, quinoa, couscous, pasta, of course. Your starch carbohydrate would be potatoes, your different tubers, and of course as well fruit is carbohydrates, and vegetables. Now this is something that most people go, oh, vegetable carbohydrate, but vegetables are vegetable. Vegetables are carbohydrate, guys. That's what they're made of. But there's not all vegetables are created equal. So if you got like green leafy vegetables, they are very high in fiber and very low in actual carbs. So fiber is good. Look at fiber, think of fiber as the good guy that goes around, scoops all the nasties, and and gets rid of them through your through the digestive system and scoops them up. So the vegetables are not bad. All colors are good. Every different color contains different type of nutrients, so ideally nice balance would be to have all different colors. But carbohydrates, as I said, is all your grains, your bread, your pastas, all the stuff that you really shouldn't be having processed stuff. Bread and pasta should not be having. If you want to have some grains, have some rice, have some quinoa, but try to not go processed stuff. Cereals, carbohydrates, cereals are full of sugars as well, so it's double whammy, yeah. And of course, all the sweet, the chocolate, all the crap there, it contains carbohydrates. And the other macronutrients is fat. Now, fat has got a little bit of a bad rap in the past because it was blamed for, people get obese and overweight. And is now only recently as research has actually shown that was incorrect. And actually sugars and carbohydrates that are causing processed food, in particular, that are causing, a lot of problems rather than the actual fat. But of course, fat, you got good and bad fats. So, your good fats will be your avocado, your oily fish like salmon, mackerel, some nuts to some extent, although not go mad on nuts. Cooking stuff will be coconut oil, olive oil, that kind of oils are good for you. And then you got the bad fats, so mainly processed stuff. So it will be like your cheese, that kind of stuff. Now, saturated fats are not bad. Yeah, so no matter what you've heard in the past, saturated fats are not bad. Saturated fats are like meat. Yeah, if you have, for example, nice chicken breast, yeah, that's got very little fat. If you get the chicken thigh, they got more fat. Yeah, now that is still natural. Yeah, it's much better than you having a burger or having a plate of pasta. Yeah, which is all processed stuff, or even worse, having some of these processed bars that's full of sugars and full of crap. Yeah, so it's fats are essential. Again, there are essential fatty acids which the body needs to survive. So the only two macronutrients the body needs to survive are fats and protein. You got essential fatty acids and essential amino acids. Yeah, there's no such thing as essential carbohydrates. So that goes to show the body does not need carbohydrates to survive. The body can create its own glucose to survive on that, yeah? So that is one of the things I want to dispel, so the main macronutrients. Now, the body uses, for fueling, uses either a carbohydrate or fat. So when you combine these two together, then you have a double whammy, because the body will not use all of that, not unless you're going to be, going for a marathon and then you're going to be burning all, which is unlikely. So the body cannot use all of that. So if you have fat and carbohydrate combined together, then the body will use the carbohydrates because it's easier for the body to break those down and create energy, and will store the fat. So an example of a fat and carbohydrate will be a piece of cake, yeah, biscuits. It will be toasted cheese sandwich. It will be jacket potato with cheese. Those are all the kind of things that you should, ideally they're not brilliant together, because you want to put on weight that will help you put on weight. Yeah, so what's the medium? So you ideally need to combine proteins, so either carbohydrates and protein or fats and protein. Try not to go carbohydrates and fats, because the body will use that. It will use the carbohydrate and will store the fat. So the body is a lean, mean survival machine. That's what it is. The body will do what it needs to do to survive with the minimum expenditure of energy. So the easiest thing for the body to produce energy is through glucose, yeah, glycogen. Store glucose is glycogen, which comes from carbohydrates. So you give your body plenty of carbohydrate for your diet, and then the body will convert those nice and easy, and it runs nice and easy. What the body struggles to use as fuel, although it does use it, is fats, because fats are a longer process for the body to break and to use as energy. And so if you haven't got enough carbohydrate in your diet, then the body will have to use fats. But guess what? It uses fat from your diet, but also uses fat from your body. So guess what? You lose weight, because the body has to use your own stored fat for survival, to turn into energy. But it will also slow you down doing that. So that's the thing you need to understand. You cannot go and do an hour of mega intense spinning on a diet that is mainly based on fat and low carbohydrate, because it's the body for that kind of exercise needs glucose. And then you're going to be totally wiped out. Yeah. So you need to adjust, your exercise together with your diet. So what's the best diet? Well, there isn't one. Yeah. So we're all different. Those of you know me know I follow ketogenic diet. Why do I follow ketogenic diet? I was vegetarian for 27 years. and it left me with all sorts of problems, autoimmune disease and all sorts of stuff. And then I converted into ketogenic, paleo first, ketogenic, and then I went to the carnivore route. So it's all about high fat, moderate protein, and hardly any carbohydrates, which is only coming from, in my case, from vegetables anyway. Why I did that? Because that's how my body works. That's how my body works better. That's how my genes respond to food, and that's me. Yeah, there will be people who work better with a high carb, low fat diet. Yeah, people who work better with the Mediterranean diet, which is a mix of the two, you know, a bit of carb, a bit of fat and protein. So we're all different. So anybody tells you this is the diet that works for you, you don't know it's going to work for you until you try. And if it doesn't work, it means it's not right for you, and you try something different, you know, because we're all different, as I said. And there is some testing you can do, DNA testing you can do to give you an idea of what your body works best with from a macronutrient perspective. So that is to deal with nutrition. Now, the other thing I want to talk about nutrition, guys, is this. What you eat has to depend on your goals. Yeah. So is your goal weight loss? So if your goal is weight loss, you have to go on a calorie deficit. There is no way around it. Yeah. There's a lot of people out there, you read, oh, calories in, calories out. That's an old way of doing it. It doesn't work. I'm sorry, guys. The body burns calories, yeah, burns fuel to work. Now, if you put in more that you're burning, you will store the difference. That's the way the body works. So you have to have a way to track your carbohydrates, so your calories. Yeah, there is no way around it. And people who say you don't need to do it is rubbish, because the people who say you don't need to do it, guess what? They're the ones not losing weight. Yeah, so doesn't mean you have to do it for life. No, of course you don't have to do it for life. Once you worked out, you know what the portion sizes are supposed to be. You know what works for you. Then you learn what, you know, X amount of calories looks like. Then you don't need to record all the time, because then you learned what it looks like, and then you'll be able to do it, you know, by eye. But until you've got to that point, you need to record it. Otherwise, you're never going to achieve your goals. Yeah. And likewise, if you want to bulk up, guys want to bulk up, now they need to overeat. Yeah, so eat more than the body needs, but they need to train hard, because if you eat more than your body needs and you don't train, then you're just going to get fat. Yeah, and the amount of time that guys coming to me, yeah, I'm going to take straight away after training, I'm going to take protein shake, and then another protein shake and another one, and then 6 meals a day. Well, why? I mean, you're eating all the food, you're drinking so many calories in protein shake, but you actually burn it. No, you know, this is coming from the myth that you need to have 6 meals a day. Now, that's another myth that was probably generated in the bodybuilding world. Yeah. Now, bodybuilders, yes, lots of them do 6 meals a day, sometimes more than that. All the meals tend to be chicken, rice, chicken, broccoli, chicken, rice, chicken, broccoli. Boring, yes, but is the way the meal type that works if you want to bulk up and if you want to become bodybuilder. Yeah, but by the same token, they train at least twice a day, guys, and they're lifting ridiculous weight. Yeah, unless you're training every day and you're lifting, you're squatting 150 kilos plus, or deadlifting 200 pounds plus, you don't need to have 6 meals a day. Yeah, so that's basically it. So this thing, oh, it keeps my metabolism running. What? I mean, the body does not work the way, you know, the body survives. Yeah, you don't feed your body, body will start using your body fat for energy, and that's how you lose weight. Yeah, so unless your goal is to bulk up, to get big and, you know, strong and with a massive muscle, which guys probably, you know, lots of guys will want to do that, but, you know, ladies unlikely. Yeah, you don't need to have so many meals a day. So the other thing I want to say, actually, when it comes to meals, so what's the right amount of meals you should have? Well, that depends on you. You know, it depends on when you're hungry. So let's not forget that the body will tell us when you need something. We have learned to override all our signals. Yeah, so it's we've learned that you have breakfast, you have lunch, and you have dinner. So breakfast whenever you wake up, lunchtime, so 12, 1, 2, dinner in the evening. But are you actually hungry? No, we eating, most of the time we're eating because it's lunchtime, because it's dinner time. You know, the one meal that some people will do with us sometimes is breakfast. you know, because they rushed around, they need to get to work, and they rather have more time in bed than actually eating. And you know, they want to eat breakfast, but we eat at times because we're taught, we're brought up that you eat at those times. The reality is, guys, you should eat when you're hungry. It's that simple. The body will tell you when it's hungry. And if it means you need to eat 4 times a day because you're hungry 4 times a day, but true hunger, yeah, I'm not talking about feeling peckish, you know, wanting something, you know, it's actual hunger, and it's not thirst, yeah, because very often we have, the thirst signal is confused for hunger. So if you're dehydrated, a lot of people are, because many people don't eat enough water anyway throughout the day, then get yourself a nice big glass of water before you start attacking food. Drink that one. If you're still hungry after that, then it is hunger, it's not thirst. Yeah. But for example, at the moment, I'm eating 1 meal a day. Yes, it's a big meal a day, but it keeps me going for another 24 hours. Yeah, until I need to eat it again. But I've got days where I might have done a particularly heavy workout the day before, and by 11 o'clock I'm starving. I eat. You know, I'm not saying, oh my God, I've got to wait until lunchtime because I have 1 meal a day. No, I eat because I'm hungry. You know, and then if I'm not hungry later on to have a meal, then I won't eat later on. And that's how it should be. We need to go back to our primal instincts. Yeah, listen to our body, because the body will tell you what it needs. Yeah, not just eat for the sake of eating. So, do you need to eat 6 times a day? No. Do you need to have 3 meals a day? No. Do you need eat just once a day? No. The answer is what works for you. When you're truly hungry, then you need to eat, and you eat healthy, guys. So healthy, what is healthy? You eat what comes in nature. You don't eat stuff that comes out of packets, regardless of what it might say on that. You know, it's healthy. No, it's not healthy. If it comes out of the packet, it's not healthy. Yeah. So you eat things that come in nature. So vegetables, as I say, any colors of vegetables. Meat, you know, try to go wherever grass-fed is possible. You know, pasture raised for pork. You know, not grain-fed stuff. If that's too expensive, get the best you can. You know, so for what you can do anyway. And then fish, you know, so any type of fish, but particularly fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, because you got good omega-3 fats, which the body needs, one of the essential fatty acid that the body needs, and you can't produce, it needs to get it from food. And of course your carbohydrate, just choose the right carbohydrate and the right fats as well. Yeah. So it's not the meal frequency is, as I said, it depends totally on you. What diet works for you, it depends on your goal. Yeah, and it also depends on your if you've got any chronic diseases. Now, for example, if you're diabetic, especially type 2 diabetes, but mainly type 2 diabetes, something like a ketogenic diet, so very low carb diet, will actually help you to reverse insulin resistance. Yeah. Ketogenic diet has also been proven to be very good for people with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, anything to do with the brain problems. Yeah, ketogenic diet is very good because the brain works better on ketones than it does on glucose. Yeah, so, and this is already recent research is coming out now. So that's gives you some idea on nutrition. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about, guys, is exercise. Now, exercise, what exercise should you do and how often should you exercise? Right, okay, again, we go back to the same point. What are your goals? Now, if your goal is to bulk up, then you need to go for very heavy weights, and you need to train quite regularly, and you need to make sure you support your body with a you know, the right nutrition. So generally speaking, eat more calories than you burn to build the muscle. Yeah. If your aim is to lose weight, then it's you know, exercise. So yeah, exercise bare minimum, I would say 4 times a week. You need to do some cardio in there. You need to do weight training, guys. Ladies especially, please, weight training will not turn you into the Incredible Hulk. It does not. We haven't got that much testosterone, you know, to turn into that. Even the guys, I mean, it's, you know, guys have got more testosterone than ladies. Yeah, for them to bulk up at the level of the bodybuilders are, they need to take stuff. Yeah, it's as simple as that, you know. So, and the same goes for ladies. I mean, for ladies to get huge, they have to take testosterone supplement because you just haven't got enough in your body, you know, to get you to that level, even lifting heavy weights. So don't worry about that. Now, if you exercise and you do weight training, what are the benefits of weight training? Well, first of all, it's your muscles get stronger, your bone get denser, so you avoid osteoporosis later on in life, which comes on quite easily with the menopause. Your ligaments and your tendons strengthen as well, and of course you put muscle mass, so it supports your skeletal mass a lot better. But guess what? Muscle burns calories. Yeah, so muscle is the only metabolically active elements we got in our body. Yeah, so the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn while you're doing nothing. Yeah, so the choice is you don't do weight training. Yeah, you can do chronic cardio, as I call it. So I see all the time people go in the gym, they do the same thing over and over. They might spend, you know, an hour on the treadmill, slaving away on the treadmill, on the cross trainer, doing the same thing, and then they complain that the weight is not changing, they complain the shape is not changing. Well, there's two reasons for that. Number one, you're stressing your body. Too much cardio becomes chronic cardio. Chronic cardio produces cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone. Guess what it does? It helps you store fat, so you store more fat. And then you get more stressed out, you know, and then you're not losing weight, you don't know what's going on, go back to it and do more cardio, causing more cortisol, more, you know, more fat storage. Yeah, so it's a vicious circle. Yeah. And chronic cardio as well causes you, eventually will cause you injuries, because, you know, there's only so much pounding the joints can take before you start having problems with your knees, with your ankles, and not to mention your Achilles tendon, and everything goes wrong. Yeah. So you don't, chronic cardio is not a solution. However, what you can do, interval training. Now, you don't have to slave for hours. Interval training is where you go, Tabata is a famous protocol for that. Interval training is basically where you go all out, you know, for any amount of time. It could be, let's say, 30 seconds all out, and then you get 30 seconds, you know, pull back, so go at lower speed. Or you can do 20 seconds all out, 10 seconds rest, and that is even more intense, you know. So, and you do like 8 to 10 rounds. Yeah. So that could take you something like just anything between 4 and 8 minutes, you know, and you can do that as a finisher. But you need to do, realistically speaking, if you want to look decent and if you want to have a bit of muscle tone, you need to do weight training, and that goes for guys and girls alike. Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to cover is, do you train when you're ill? Okay, now this is entirely up to you. My view is this: if ill is being I've got a cold, yeah, or a cough, well, or I've got a headache, or, you know, I may be the case. So it's a minor illness, and you you know, you're feeling generally fine apart from the cold or cough, it's just a breathing issue, then yes, why not? You know, because it's not gonna hurt you. Yeah, you might have to go lighter, so you might not be lifting quite so many weights, or you might not go quite so hard on your cardio. Yeah, but it's still activity. You know, you can even go on the treadmill and do power walking for 45 minutes, you know, uphill. And that would be activity. It's better than doing nothing. Yeah. Now, if you got something more serious, so if you got like bronchitis, something affecting your lungs, of course, if you got temperature, if you got stomach bug, absolutely not, because then your body has got a full-on infection going on. The immune system needs to work on that. If you take energy away from the body by doing exercise when you're that ill, you will weaken your immune system. So not only you can't clear the problem you got, but you're more likely to pick up more viruses on the way, especially, and the gyms are places where viruses are rampant. So if you're not well, you know, especially if you're a bit feverish, do not go to the gym, because you will pick up anything that goes there in addition to what you already got. So yes, you're allowed to let your body rest, but there will also be days where you're not unwell, but you just wake up and you go, oh God, I'm exhausted today, and that's the body's way of telling you, okay, I need a break. Yeah, what you must remember is, yes, I train 6 days a week. Yeah, I do weights and the cardio, but 6 days a week. But I don't train every muscle every single day. Yeah, muscles need recovery time. The muscle doesn't grow until you rest. Yeah, that's when the muscle repair and muscle growth happens. So the muscle needs recovery time. Some muscles need more than others. So the leg muscle is the biggest muscle in your body, so they need more recovery. So if you've been squatting your leg day, squatting, lunging, all that kind of stuff, you may want to give your body, your legs, a couple of days recovery, or sometimes 3 days recovery before you hit them again. Yeah. Other muscles recover a bit faster. Yeah. So you may want to do just 1 day recovery. So you can do split training. So you can do leg push and pull. So you got push day, pull day, and a leg day. So the muscles that do pushing, so you know your chest, your press ups, your triceps, so those kind of muscles. Or the muscles do the pulling, so you got your biceps, your lats, you know, lats pull down, kind of like that. Obviously deadlifts and stuff like that. So those kind of muscles, and then you can do leg day, you know, if you just want to do 3 times a week. I just do different splits. I do frequency training, which is something different. But if I wake up a day and I'm like totally flat out, I will not train, you know. And I've had some of those days recently when the thyroid is going to be AWOL and it's totally knacking me, and I've literally got no energy. My muscles were burning without moving, you know. So, and I just took it easy. I just went in and did 45 minutes of Stairmaster. Just activity, just walking up the stairs, yeah, because there was no way I was going to lift heavy weight that day, because it would have probably ended up dropping the barbell on my head, you know. So, and I've had days when my wrist has been hurting because of the way the operation is playing up every now and again. So there's no way I will be doing like Olympic lifting on those days, because again I'm going to drop the barbell on my head, you know. So you know, you have to use common sense. So if you're really not feeling well, or you're feeling really run down, the body needs rest. So take a day off, relax, or maybe go for the walk, or if you want to do some yoga, you know, just, you know, is take the time to relax, and then your body will, you'll be ready to go the following day. Yeah. So another thing is spot reduction. People ask me, oh, how do you get rid of a belly? How do you get rid of it? Right, guys, okay, there is no such thing as you do crunches and your belly disappears. No, you know, it does not exist. Okay, so there is spot reduction is another myth. There are ways where you can help mobilize fat, and typically one way would be to do, for example, if you want the fat around the belly, you can do some exercises for the belly. So it could be crunches, you know, twisting, or exercises for the belly, followed immediately by a high intensity run, for example, you know, 30 seconds run or something. So mobilizing your fat and getting rid of it, utilizing with cardio. Yeah, there are certain things you can do that. It's got to be very, very tailored programming for that. So it's not something you know that the average Joe Blog would be able to do by themselves. So we need to have a trainer for that. That, you know, can be done. But the reality is, to reduce fat in areas that are a concern, there's only 2 things: diet, number 1, yeah, number 2, exercise. Yeah, and activity. You cannot get away from it. Your diet is paramount. You cannot train a bad diet. That's the bottom line. Yeah, and I know the people, you know, they say, oh, well, you know, I'll follow this diet for 2-3 months and then, you know, go back to no. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle. Yeah, you want to eat healthy, you eat healthy for life. Doesn't mean you can never have a chocolate bar. No, absolutely no. It doesn't mean that. It just means you need to balance things out. Yeah, so let's say Easter, perfect example. Easter, you have chocolates. Yeah, everybody has chocolate for Easter, apart from me. Obviously, I'm the only one that has chocolates. But I had my ostrich egg, so I may have the big nice huge egg to eat. But let's say most people will have chocolate for Easter. Yeah, so what do you do? I mean, lots of my clients were panicking, thinking, oh my God, am I allowed to do that? And I said, listen, if you're going to have lots of chocolate, you got 2 choices. Number 1, you go out, you go for a power walk, or you go for a little bit of a jog, and, you know, try to burn as much as you can. Yeah, so you put activity, you know, when you're eating extra. Or number 2, yes, you have that day when you have a little bit extra, then the following 5 days you compensate, you know, by reducing a little bit, going back on the straight and narrow, and then reducing a little bit of your calories. That is as simple as that. So you don't, just because you had a very heavy day, doesn't mean that you're just undone the whole week. Yeah, and that's another problem that happens very often. The mind plays tricks with us. So if you fall off the wagon, as people say when on diet, if you fall off the wagon, then most people say, oh, okay, I've eaten too much today, I've eaten the chocolate, I've eaten the cakes, I've eaten the crisp, whatever it is that, you know, floats your boat, and you say it's a Friday, and, well, I might as well finish the weekend and start again on Monday. No. Damage limitation, guys. So if you had a bad day, draw a line. Bad day, acknowledge it, move on. Tomorrow, back to normal. That way you limit the damage. There's no point in turning a bad day into a bad week. Because then once you start storing more fat, once the fat is stored, guys, it's hard to take it off. Yeah, the body struggles to remove a fat and use it as energy. Yeah, it's not easy. It's much easier to use the food that you eat for energy rather than trying to break down the fat that you already stored. Yeah, so you have a bad day, no big deal, you know, it's draw the line, tomorrow back to square one. Yeah, and it's not the end of the world. You know, we gotta live at the end of the day. You know, you want to enjoy your life, you want to enjoy your food. There will be occasions like Christmas, it could be holidays, it could be weddings, it could be birthdays, it could be any celebration where you're going to be eating stuff that you normally wouldn't eat, and it might not be the healthy stuff. Very often it's processed stuff. No biggie. It's not a biggie. Yeah, so it's just make sure you rebalance, you know, you make up for that. Yeah. And another thing I want to talk to you about, guys, another big myth is portion sizes. Now, it's incredible when I talk to people, when I got a client, ask my client to complete their food diary all the time on my fitness bar. Now, the people who complete them are the ones that get daily, are the ones that get the best results, because they realize what they're eating, and then next time they're gonna eat, then they make better choices because they realize how many calories, how many bad, you know, nutrients something may have, or how many good nutrients something else might have. Yeah, and the people who don't record ends up either having very slow progress or no progress at all. That's, you know, that's the way it is. But one of the things that most people are amazed at is portion sizes. And give you an example, I had a client the other day who's very, very keen on cheese. Yeah, now this, you know, cheese is a processed food. However, you know, it's got its place in the diet. If you're not allergic, obviously, if you haven't got lactose intolerance, it has its place, you know, in the diet. There's healthy cheese and more healthy and less healthy type of cheese, but you know, you can have some cheese. It's not the end of the world. And this guy particularly is, he just loves cheese. It just is weak point, if you like. Where for ladies can make chocolate, for him is cheese, which is no problem, as I say. You know, it's provided it fits within your macro, without your overall calories and everything. And this guy was putting cheese down all the time, and you know, and he was putting down, you know, it was something like 50 grams a day. And I got to him, and you know, 50 grams of cheese is a very little amount of cheese, yeah. So I just started pointing. I said, "How much cheese do you have?" And he actually showed me, and I go, "That is at least 150 grams." I said, "Oh no, it's a small piece. Trust me, that's 150 grams." And he weighed it. It was actually 180 grams. So he was actually putting down 50 grams of cheese, and was actually having 180 grams of cheese, sometimes twice. Yeah. So that was like the difference between, you know, 100 calories to 400 calories. Huge difference. Yeah. Which every day, the in, the out, all of a sudden you're in a calorie surplus, and that's why your weight loss is not happening. Yeah. So portion size, a lot of people are confused with portion sizes. That's partly because with these, we live in a world where, you know, most of the crap food, most of the processed foods, you get deals. Yeah. Buy one, get one free, or you buy two, get the third one half price, or you go to McDonald's, you know, go large only for 1p, you know. So we learned that, you know, a normal portions is for example, pasta is like huge. Yeah. Now this, a fist, is the portion of carbohydrate you should be having. A fist. Yeah. Now in a plate you can probably fit 4 fists. Now you go to restaurants, you give you a nice plate of pasta, it's about 4 fistfuls. You just had 4 portions of pasta without realizing. Yeah. And the same goes for meat, for fish, for fruit. Oh my god, don't let me get me started on fruit. Juicing. Okay, juicing came about detoxing, have all the juice, lovely juice, vegetables and everything, and it's all good for you and everything. No, it's not, guys. Now, nature provides us with nutrients as they come in nature. They are complete. Yeah, the moment you juice, you take away the fiber, you take away the pulp on the fruits, or the pulp in the vegetables as well, and you're left with what? You're left with the sugars. And it is ridiculous because you're taking away the best part of it. So imagine if you have, I had clients before that were having some lovely juices in the morning. So they make juicing of different type. It could be like orange juice, they do it themselves, or it could be any type of fruit, they do juicing. And when I asked them what we put in there, we put in like 3 oranges, you know, I put apples or berries and everything. Oh my god, when you look at them, they had like 10 pieces of fruit in one little glass like that, because of course juice takes little volume. Yeah, you get rid of all the pulp, so you're left with little volume. They're like 10 pieces of fruit, full sugar, fructose, huge amount of fructose. You would not eat 10 pieces of fruit in one go. why are you juicing 10 pieces of fruit and drinking it? I mean, it's madness. It's total madness. If you want to have the benefits of having drinkable vegetables or fruit, then please don't juice. What you want to do, you want to use a blender, yeah? So do smoothie. So the pulp is left there, so you know you don't lose all the pulp, therefore you can only have a little bit, yeah, a little bit, one piece of fruit and maybe lots of veggies. That's absolutely fine, because then you got the food the way the nature intended it to be, yeah? It's not just the sugars, you got the fiber and everything. And then it's fine. Of course, if you make any smoothies, you guys, you want to put veggies in there. Don't make smoothies with 500 types of fruit, please, because you might as well just go and get your sugar out and give yourself 5 spoonfuls of sugar and you're done. It's the same thing, yeah? Is fructose is healthier? Well, people say it's healthy. Actually, no. If you got suffer from cholesterol, fructose is the worst thing you can have. Yeah, so it's sugar. Nonetheless, it's sugar as it comes in nature, but it's meant to be eaten in moderation. It's meant to be eaten together as a piece of fruit, not as is 500 pieces of fruit all in one. Just everybody jumps in there and everybody has it because it's healthy. Yeah, so you want to do smoothies. Chuck in lots of veggies. So you want to chuck in all your greens. You're going to chuck carrots if you want, and maybe chuck in one piece of fruit just to give you a bit of sweetness, because I know that veggie smoothie, you know, is you know, they don't taste very nice. So you want a little bit of sweetness. So maybe put a what you guys call it, an apple if you want. Or if you want to do, if you don't like veggie smoothies, you can have maybe a good quality low fat come on, what's the word, Greek yogurt, yeah, and then add to that some berries, yeah, so it makes it a bit creamy, you know. Why low fat Greek yogurt? Well, Greek yogurt's got lots of protein, it's very good, but also it's got lots of fat. So if you have low fat or 0% fat, like some brands do, then you got all the protein, you got insy bit of sweetener in there, but not too much. And then you get the berries, which are good for you, full of antioxidants anyway. So this is the option you can have. So juicing, guys, please run away. Do blending, do smoothies, but don't do juicing. Really, you end up eating so much more stuff than you need. And even if you juice the vegetables, guys, I mean, you have to use like a whole bag of spinach to get like that much little juice from that, yeah? And what for? I mean, spinach, you need the fiber from the spinach, you don't just need the juice, yeah? So just have a freaking spinach salad. It's so much better for you, you know? So is, you know, try, I know we live in a culture where everything's fast. We want to drink. Drinking calories is not a good idea. You gotta chew your food. We got teeth for a reason, yeah? Chew your food, so by the time it gets to the stomach, it's been partly digested already, and then the stomach makes it as an easier way of doing it. You know, easier process for the stomach. Then you can digest all your the nutrients from that, and what your body doesn't need gets expelled anyway. Yeah, okay. So I hope this gave you some ideas. It's only just a few pointers there. I will do another one again, and then if anybody's got any questions and answer, anybody wants to do like a question and answer session, just let me know. I can organize that. So just to recap, guys, meal frequency, again, go by hunger, don't go by what people tell you. And the 6 meals a day does not exist. Yeah, so 6 meals a day, unless you're bodybuilding, then you don't need 6 meals a day. It's as simple as that. So diet and exercise together, you know, to achieve your goal. And again, what exercise you do, what diet you follow is totally dependent on what your goal is, whether you want to lose weight, whether you want to get fitter, whether you want to bulk up. So all that makes a difference. There isn't a diet that fits all. A lot of times try and error, yeah, for that. And if you are tired or if you're ill, then give your body a break. Don't go doing massive cardio sessions, and please don't do chronic cardio, you know, cardio every single day for the sake of doing cardio, because you're burning, you know. Weightlifting, so resistance training is necessary for your body to keep a strong muscle, you know, to strengthen your bones as well, your ligaments and your tendons as well. And so as we talked about your macronutrients, the difference between your macronutrients and you know, your two main fuel sources are fat and carbohydrate. Do not have meals that rich in both of them, otherwise you end up putting weight. If your goal is weight loss, you know, you don't want to do that. So either mix carbs and protein, or proteins and fat, trying to avoid the carbs and fat together, which is most of the processed food is carbs and fat together anyway. So hopefully you find it useful, and any questions, please, as usual, put in the comment there. I'll get back to you with some answers, and if you find it useful, please share as usual, and hope you have a great day today. I just finished my training, so I need to go a little bit of work today, and then back onto sessions. So have a great day, hope you had a great Easter, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.